What if I told you that the mark of the beast might not be a distant prophecy, but something already unfolding before our eyes? Sounds extreme, right? But take a moment to look around. The rapid push for digital currencies, global surveillance, and biometric identification isn't just about convenience. It's about control. For centuries, people speculated how a system could emerge where no one can buy or sell without authorization. Now, with governments moving toward a cashless society by 2028, and tech giants patenting suspicious codes like 060606, it's time to ask, are we witnessing the setup for the final world order? The world is changing at a speed never seen before. 40 years ago, scholars studying biblical prophecy could only theorize about how these events might take shape. Today, we don't have to imagine. It's happening in real time. Whether through microchip implants, AI-controlled financial systems, or even biotech advancements like luciferin tracking, the idea of a global control system is no longer a conspiracy theory. Even the internet itself, often linked to the number 666, plays a crucial role in monitoring and shaping behavior. What if submission to this system isn't just about a physical mark, but about surrendering freedom in exchange for participation in society? But here's the real question: what can you do about it? You could dismiss these warnings as paranoia, or you could wake up and start paying attention. This isn't about fear, it's about awareness. If you don't understand what's happening, you won't be able to prepare. The good news? There is a way to navigate this without falling into despair. At I end this deep dive, we'll uncover how technology, finance, and global governance are aligning with prophecy, what it means for you, and how to stay spiritually and practically prepared for what's coming. Ready? Let's get into it. The idea of a visible mark on the forehead or hand, as described in Revelation 13 verses 16 to 17, has sparked debates and interpretations for centuries. Many associate this prophecy with absolute control over humanity, but are we already heading toward this reality? In the past, slaves were branded to indicate ownership, a concept that mirrors the Antichrist's intention to claim dominion over those who were created for God. The concern here is not just about a physical symbol, but about total submission to a system that will define who can or cannot participate in society. Interestingly, this prophecy has always been perceived as something distant, but modern technology seems to fill in gaps that once appeared insurmountable. Over the past 40 years, scholars of eschatology have delved deeper into how these predictions might materialize. One example is the theory that the number 666 could be linked to the global digital system, particularly the internet and its protocols. If the mark of the beast is an identification system, what would stop it from being implemented through a chip, an electronic tattoo, or even software embedded in people's digital identities? Given this perspective, it is crucial to reflect. Are we already participating in this system without realizing it? The push to eliminate physical currency by 2028 and replace it with digital money is a strong indication that we are being led toward an even greater control structure. After all, if a person cannot buy or sell without being linked to this system, how will they survive? This question opens the door for an even deeper discussion about the role of technology in controlling society. Modern technology is no longer just a tool, it's a system of surveillance that monitors our every move. Facial recognition, smart devices, and biometric authentication are just a few of the ways people are already being tracked daily. The world is rapidly evolving into a place where privacy is becoming an illusion. The question is, how long before this interconnected web of surveillance transforms into something mandatory? If every transaction, location, and decision is recorded, the concept of control is no longer theoretical, it's real. This is where the discussion on the Antichrist system becomes even more relevant. The Bible speaks of a time when no one will be able to buy or sell without the mark, and today, the mechanisms for such control are already in place. Social credit systems, digital IDs, and AI-driven financial regulations are being normalized. In China, for example, people are already restricted from making purchases if their social credit score is too low. Now, imagine this on a global scale, implemented under the guise of security and convenience. The move toward digital dependency is not slowing down. Financial institutions and governments are pushing for a fully cashless society by 2028. This transition isn't just about convenience, it's about control. If all transactions become digital, they can be tracked, regulated, or even blocked. Today, banks can freeze accounts, but in the future, an individual's ability to participate in the economy might depend on their compliance with a global system. If this reality unfolds, resistance won't just be difficult, it may become impossible. The financial world is on the brink of a transformation that will redefine how people engage with money. Governments and central banks are accelerating the shift toward digital currencies, with projections suggesting that by 2028, physical cash may become obsolete. While this transition is marketed as progress, offering convenience and security, it also introduces a level of control never seen before. If all money exists only in digital form, then every transaction can be monitored, approved, or even denied based on preset conditions. The implications of this shift are immense. With centralized digital currency, financial autonomy disappears. Unlike cash, which allows for untraceable transactions, digital money operates within a regulated system where every dollar, or its equivalent, can be tracked. What happens if the system decides that certain behaviors or beliefs are unacceptable? The idea of an individual being locked out of their own funds due to noncompliance is no longer science fiction. China's social credit system already offers a glimpse of how financial privileges can be restricted based on government approval. This transition aligns eerily with biblical prophecy. Revelation speaks of a time when no one will be able to buy or sell without a specific mark or authorization. Could a global digital currency be the foundation for such a system? With cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology paving the way for programmable money, restrictions on spending could be implemented instantly. If centralized authorities have the power to determine who can engage in commerce, financial freedom becomes an illusion. And once the system is fully in place, there may be no way to opt out. Technology and prophecy have long been intertwined, and recent advancements are making ancient predictions seem eerily plausible. One of the most intriguing discussions revolves around patents that hint at a deeper agenda. A striking example is the Microsoft patent numbered 060606, which has raised eyebrows due to its symbolic alignment with the infamous number of the beast. While some dismiss this as mere coincidence, others see it as a calculated step toward the creation of a digital identification system that could dictate who can buy, sell, or even participate in society. Living in alignment with God's will does not mean withdrawing from the world, but navigating it with wisdom. Many eschatologist scholars with over 40 years of study emphasize the importance of maintaining spiritual vigilance while continuing to build a meaningful life. Some people in the early church made the mistake of isolating themselves, believing Christ would return at any moment. Instead of withdrawing, believers today must continue working, studying, and thriving, just as they would if they knew Jesus wouldn't return for another 100 years. The key is to be prepared at all times while remaining active in life's mission. The future may bring challenges unlike any seen before, but God has not left his people defenseless. The Bible promises that the faithful will be spared from the great tribulation. This does not mean they won't face hardships, but it does mean that their ultimate destiny is secure. The world may try to reshape morality, redefine identity, and even control access to survival, but faith in God's sovereignty remains unshakable. The real question is, are you ready? Because as digital currency, surveillance, and one-world governance take shape, the time to choose where you stand is now. Now that you see the pieces coming together, what will you do? Will you brush this off as speculation? Or will you recognize that prophecy is unfolding in real time? The push for a cashless society by 2028, the rise of global surveillance systems, and even patents like 060606 all point to one undeniable truth: the world is moving toward total control. Whether the mark of the beast comes as a digital ID, a biometric implant, or a financial restriction, one thing is clear: resisting this system won't be easy. But let's be real, fear won't save anyone. Understanding what's happening isn't about panic, it's about preparation. Just as eschatologist scholars with 40 years of study emphasize, the goal is to stay alert without becoming paralyzed by fear. The Bible is clear: faithful believers will not be left defenseless. The question is, are you living with purpose, staying informed, and preparing spiritually? Because when the time comes, It won't be enough to simply know the truth. You'll have to choose where you stand. So now it's up to you. Will you ignore the signs, or will you stay one step ahead? If you want to keep learning, stay informed, and be ready for what's coming, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. We're going deep into these topics, uncovering what most people aren't willing to talk about. Don't get left behind. Stay aware. Stay prepared. Stay strong. Fire. Beyond patents, the concept of luciferin, a bioluminescent chemical found in certain organisms, has sparked further speculation. This substance, when integrated into a tracking system, could enable the marking of individuals in a way that remains invisible to the naked eye but detectable by digital scanners. If such technology were to be linked to financial access or social participation, it could effectively fulfill the prophecy of a mandatory mark. The concern is no longer whether such technology is possible, but rather how and when it will be deployed. While skeptics argue that these connections are exaggerated, history has proven that what starts as speculation often becomes reality. The infrastructure for global surveillance, biometric tracking, and digital identification is already in place. Once digital currency becomes fully integrated into this system, refusing compliance may no longer be an option. If this mark is indeed a technological implant or a digital ID, then society could be just one step away from a reality where access to basic necessities is granted only to those who submit to a centralized authority. The pieces of this puzzle are coming together, and the next step is already being developed in the realm of biotechnology. The fusion of technology with the human body is no longer a futuristic fantasy. It's happening now. From microchips implanted under the skin to brain interface technology, the boundary between man and machine is rapidly dissolving. Tech pioneers, including Elon Musk's Neuralink, are developing systems that connect the human brain directly to computers. While these advancements promise medical miracles, such as restoring sight to the blind or enabling the paralyzed to walk, they also pave the way for unprecedented control over the human mind. If a device can read thoughts and emotions, could it also manipulate them? The Bible warns of a future where individuals will be marked as part of a system that controls every aspect of their lives. Could the mark of the beast involve nanotechnology embedded within the body, regulating behavior, financial transactions, and even beliefs? Some researchers argue that hybridization between humans and machines is a form of altering God's creation, much like the Nephilim of Noah's time, beings who were neither fully human nor fully divine. If technology can enhance human capabilities, who decides where the line is drawn between progress and corruption? As governments and corporations push for greater technological integration, the risks of losing autonomy become clearer. Imagine a world where your thoughts could be monitored to assess loyalty to a ruling system. This may sound extreme, but it's not far from reality. Advances in artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and biotechnology are setting the stage for a global control mechanism that could redefine human existence. When combined with a digital economy and biometric identification, resisting such a system might not just be difficult, it might be impossible. The next step? A global unification of politics, finance, and religion, consolidating power into the hands of a few. The idea of a one-world government, economy, and religion has long been dismissed as conspiracy. Yet history shows a clear pattern: societies gradually surrender autonomy in exchange for security and convenience. The Bible predicts a time when the Antichrist will establish a centralized system in which all must participate. This is not just about political leadership. It's about total control over commerce, beliefs, and personal freedoms. If recent global events have taught us anything, it's that nations are increasingly willing to unify under collective rules, even at the cost of individual liberty. Governments worldwide are already working on centralized digital currencies and universal identification systems, both essential to the establishment of an all-encompassing financial and social structure. With artificial intelligence monitoring behaviors and digital currencies ensuring compliance, the infrastructure for a worldwide control system is nearly complete. The Book of Revelation warns that no one will be able to buy or sell without the mark, and if digital currency becomes the sole form of trade, resisting this system will be almost impossible. The year 2028 has been pointed to as a milestone for the transition into a cashless global economy, further cementing this reality. Religious unity is another crucial aspect of this prophecy. Throughout history, faith has been a major source of division. But what happens when the world is forced to accept one universal belief system? The Antichrist's government will seek to eliminate differences, creating a single ideology under which all religions are merged into one. Those who refuse will face exclusion from society, unable to function within the new world order. As all these elements fall into place, the next question becomes, what happens to those who resist? Will faith alone be enough to withstand such an all-encompassing system? The answer lies in spiritual preparation. In a world racing toward technological and political unification, one question remains. How can believers stand firm? Fear is a natural response to such an overwhelming reality, but the Bible does not call for fear. It calls for faith and preparation. Many people worry about accidentally receiving the mark of the beast, but Scripture makes it clear that this will be a conscious choice, not something imposed unknowingly. Instead of living in paranoia, true preparation lies in spiritual resilience. When the world demands compliance, those who remain strong in their faith will be the ones who stand apart.